All right. Time for my 2 cents. This is the tensioner on my Snowblower drive chain. The PTO drives a shaft which turns gear similar to a bicycle chain, which in turn turns the auger. The chain rests on this tensioner, and then with a bolt that goes through this hole, you can put more or less tension on the chain. I'll show you guys on the machine itself. This groove should not be here. I think what happened is this thing either got stuck or I over tightened it. I probably over tightened it. I gotta find a new way of fastening this thing, or I gotta shorten this tensioner so that when I choose its position and I snug it down, it's not being pinched between the two pieces of sheet metal. Tonight I just want to fill this with some, I'm going to try a 2-part epoxy, very similar to JB Weld. Hopefully it has enough wear resistance to save this part. So this is my attempt at a mold. I'm going to have to stick as much down there as possible, and same thing on this side. So I just made like little pinholes down at the bottom here to encourage this 2-part epoxy to go down in there. Hopefully it's got a bit of flow. I was hoping to be able to I guess call this cast it a little cleaner, but I'm actually now aiming to be over the final size and machine it or sand it down or whatever you want to call it. See what it looks like tomorrow morning. Okay, so you can see how the tensioner works here. PTO drives the snowblower through this PTO shaft, converts it to this guy here, which in turn turns its gear on the chain, turns the chain, and then the chain turns this. Now, the problem is that when I tighten down on this bolt here, it squeezes the 1/4-inch sheet metal and pinches the tensioner, which you can see here. It's still roughed in. I still haven't cleaned it up. So what I'm thinking is I will shorten this whole cylinder by a 1/4 inch. So even if the sheet metal does bend a bit and pinch it, it will not be able to squeeze my cylindrical tensioner. That's one thing. The other thing is I don't think the inside of this thing was greased or oiled or anything. So I will probably do that also. If I don't tighten this down, this will just float in here and I won't have a nice tension on the chain. I'll clean up this sharp corner. I'll clean up this overcasting, and then grease inside the hole, put it back on, and hopefully we're good to go. Alright, so I didn't put it on camera. The belt sander didn't have enough lighting, but essentially here we go. I just beveled the edge here a bit, leveled it off a bit, and then obviously cleaned up the here, can you see that? Cleaned up the radius, so the extra material that was cast is now flat. So easy as that. I hope you guys can see that, but because it's shorter, it's turning now, so that's good. You can see that this piece of sheet metal here, it's or thin plate, whatever you want to call it, is actually bent in. So kind of like I was suggesting earlier, what I think happened is that because the tensioner is too long, when I tightened it, it locked it in place.